Hey, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Noemi, co-founder of ScaleWave, and today I'm joined here by Hugh, our amazing cat. Long story short, if you don't want to waste any more ad spend on things that you should not have been enabled but did for some reason by mistake, by the end of the video, you will know exactly which are the presets that should not be toggled on whenever you're going to create your very first campaign on Amazon. I'm already logged in within the ad console. I'm going to choose sponsored products, and which is direct to the very first section that I want to talk about, which is products. So here, this is not necessarily something that you should have enabled or disabled, but something to keep in mind whenever it comes down to strategy. Giving you an example in ScaleWave, we do have a strategy called discovery campaigns. In those campaigns, what we would be doing is we would be creating automatic campaigns. And if we have a product that has several variations, we would add those variations in to see which is the variation that actually is performing best, especially if we have inventory for all the variations. So right out of the bat here, a quick tip for you, it is if you want to run a discovery campaign, which means that you want to find out more information about the specifics of a product, here as I was giving example variations, you can use this option to select all the variations from one parent asyn, so that way you can have all the products right away within the one campaign. Another tip here, besides the fact that you might be having different variations, let's say you have the only one asyn that has only one variation, and maybe you have them both in FBA and FBM offers. In that case, what I would highly suggest is to add within the one campaign both offerings, because that way you can save a lot of time and a lot of headaches in the long run whenever you would be running out of stock, for example, for FBA, and you would want to advertise an FBN offer. All right, these are the quick tips. Let's scroll down and find out new sections. So for the purpose of making this video as simple as possible for you to follow, I added already one product, and this is going to showcase us a few options or presets that we should be having toggled up. So let's scroll down. The targeting section. Basically here in sponsored products, we are allowed two targeting types, either automatic targeting, either manual targeting. Let's go through the automatic targeting part, because here you have some preset already enabled within Amazon that you might want to toggle off. The very first one, it is set default bid. What this actually means is that within the one campaign, Amazon already pre-built it for you. So you're going to have 4 additional targeting groups within the campaign. So once that you see here automatic targeting and it's saying this set default bid, that already assumes that within the one campaign, there are 4 targetings. And these are the targetings that already are enabled. If you're going to create an auto campaign that's close match, substitutes, complements, we're not going to go into more detail through this one. I created a separate video that is going to walk you through exactly how to use these ones, which ones to have enabled and when to have enabled them. But just letting you know, the moment that you're going to create an auto campaign and it's going to say set default bid, this is something innate to the platform is going to be on. That already means that once that you're creating the one auto campaign, all the 4 targeting groups are going to be enabled. Here, if you want to have a strategy that is going to help you control as much as possible your ad budget, what we would advise is whenever you would create the one campaign, ensure that only one ad group is going to be toggled on. So for example, here, if I have this setting built already, this means that I'm going to create a sponsored product ad where the targeting type is automatic targeting, where I'm going to target the ad group that is a close match, meaning close match is the closest or most relevant to my products. You would also do the same thing if you would want to do it for loose match, substitutes, or complements. And keep in mind that here, instead of the one campaign that has all the 4 targeting groups, you would have the one campaign that has one targeting group enabled. You cannot at this point create a campaign where the others are not there present. They are still going to be present, but the only difference is that they are going to be disabled, meaning that you're going to still have a lot of control when it comes to where does the money goes. So scrolling down just a bit more, what we're going to see here, it's negative keyword targeting. Both negative keyword targeting and negative product targeting, these are 2 optional settings that are coming automatically already within the design of the sponsored product automatic targeting campaigns. Here you can add, if you already have a list of keywords that you already know that you're not going to convert for, what we would do usually in the agency would create a list of those specific keywords. And whenever we're creating an auto campaign, we already had the pre-built list. So we would add them here right away. That way we are going to consume the least amount of budget in gathering data. The negative targeting is going to allow you to add keywords while the negative product targeting is going to allow you products. As mentioned, these two are still optional. They are going to be there. But in order to ensure that you understand that you can have more control within the campaigns, you can also add their specific keywords or ASINs. All right, so let's scroll down. Now we arrive to the section that it's called campaign, which includes campaign bidding strategies, bid adjustments. Campaign bidding strategy. Now, this is something that I want to ensure that you understand how it works, because this is something that Amazon changed without any notification last year in 2024, which means that if you had a very good routine of creating campaigns and blindly you would just create your campaigns, here you just spent a lot of money on things that you shouldn't have to just because the switch was made. So basically what this means, beforehand, the way how it was structured here, it was dynamic bids down only, dynamic bid up and down, and fixed bids. Again, in a separate video, I'm going to go through why should you use this, when should you use this, and how to use this. Very important takeaway here for you right now in 2025, when you're going to create your campaigns, no matter if it's auto campaigns, no matter if it's manual campaigns, it's going to be pre-selected for you dynamic bids up and down, which basically means right now, if we're going to scroll down just a bit, with dynamic bids up and down, a 0.26 bid could be increased to 0.52, top of search, 0.39 rest of search, and 0.39 product pages. Why is this important for you? As you can see, actually a bid can be double just on spot if Amazon thinks that you are going to convert for that specific keyword. Needless to say, this is going to give you the least amount of control, and you do not want to have this toggle on. So do ensure whenever you're going to create your campaigns, either use dynamic bids down only, either use fixed bids. I would highly advise you to switch to dynamic bids down only, because this is the option that's going to give you the most control when it comes down to how much would you like to pay for your ads without paying the maximum top amount for those ads. Next, we're given an option that is called further increase bids across placements on Amazon Business. This is again a new feature now in 2025. And here, this one, while it is not enabled, I would also advise you highly to not have this enabled unless you're creating a specific campaign where you do want to ensure your product is already sold towards business owners. You already have better offerings when it comes down to business owners buying your product. Only then have this toggled on. For now, I would highly advise you to leave it just disabled. The next section is called settings, and here basically there is nothing absolutely new that is already enabled. The one thing that I want to point out, launch additional campaigns in other countries. This is again an option that Amazon allowed us in 2024, that whenever this is going to be toggled on the Canadian, Mexico, and any other marketplace where your product would be sellable, to be able to sell it on those platforms. For now, I am happy that this is not one of those toggles that are enabled, because otherwise you would spend a lot of money on things that you don't want to. So for now, even if you have the product on different marketplaces, rather than have these options enabled, I would switch into the specific marketplace, create my ads within that specific marketplace, because that way you can clearly see where do you spend how much, and most importantly, the one keyword that might work on one marketplace would react totally differently on other marketplaces. All right, one more option that we have in the targeting section. Now that we went through the whole process when it comes to creating automatic targeting, let's go into the manual targeting campaigns, because here also Amazon added something that is new, that right now it's enabled. And if you leave it enabled as is, it's going to consume a lot of your budget without you even knowing. So talking about manual targeting, we have two options. We can either advertise keywords, so we can have the keyword targeting option. Either we can advertise products, so we have the product targeting option. For now, let's go into the keyword targeting option, because this is something that is right now on, that previously it wasn't. And if you're going to leave it on, it's going to consume a lot of your budget that you might not even plan for. Right now in 2025, in the keyword targeting section, under suggested, you will be given the filter by broad phrase exact. We're going to go into more detail in the match types in other videos. But what you're going to notice here, actually, Amazon is beta testing always. Something that they beta tested and they already added is this section, keywords related to your product category. Notice that it's there, and you should not have it there, is because the moment that you're going to add a keyword, for example, let's say we're adding an exact match keyword, just like that, what is going to happen, as you can see, actually, even if you would be creating an exact match campaign with the one keyword, you're going to target keywords related to your product category keyword group which is something that you don't want to. So do ensure that whenever you're going to log in and you're going to create an exact match campaign where the purpose is not to find out more information about the keywords related to your product, you're going to exit out. Otherwise, you're not going to be targeting the only one keyword that you added, which means, again, that you're going to spend money for something that you did not intend to spend. As of now, 2025, also, this account has a beta option, which is keywords related to gifts, keywords from brands also considered by shoppers, keywords related to your product category, and keywords related to your brand. At this point, these are some things that you can be adding in automatically. These are still things that you can be added manually. They are not innate within the platform. You would still have to select them. So cool thing about that actually here you would have more control. These are not presets that are going to come within your campaign, which is great. All right, so let's X everything out for now. All right, so let's move to product targeting. A new feature that it has been enabled right now that comes already innate to the platform as a preset whenever you would choose individual products is this expanded option. Let's go to the exact option because that was previously there, and I want to explain why you should be very, very careful whenever it comes down to these two options, because based on whichever you would enable, your results are going to be completely different. So previously we had this option on, which was called extend. What this means is that whenever you want to advertise one specific ASIN, you will show off on that specific ASIN. However, since they added expanded, what expanded means is that you're not going to show up only on that specific ASIN, but whichever ASIN the algorithm believes that your product would be a really good match for. Therefore, they're going to showcase your product not on the one ASIN, but multiple. Why it's super, super dangerous to have that on at this point is because you do not have control if Amazon is going to show it on 5 products, 100 products, 200 products. So right now you're just giving away the one ASIN, and if you have the expanded on, that is going to bring you a lot of bleeding, and especially if you did not have a strategy behind, for example, discovery, finding out more ASINs that you might be making cheap sales on. If you did not have the strategy on beforehand, the sheer fact that this option is being enabled is going to consume a lot of your budget. So do ensure that you don't have that enabled unless it is part of a strategy where you want to discover specific ASINs where you would want to make cheap sales. And that's a wrap. By now, you should know exactly which are the presets that come built in within the sponsored products ad section whenever you would be creating your first ad. Certainly hope that you found these tips helpful. And if you did, be sure to smash the like button. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.